I remember the way the rain fell, the night you looked into my eyes. You held my hand a little longer, like you already knew goodbye. We used to speak about forever, like it was something we could keep. But forever became a broken promise the moment you walked away from me. I searched your eyes for an answer, but there was nothing left to say. I felt our whole world disappear when you turned and walked away. That was the day forever disappeared, the day our dreams became our tears, the day you always turned into goodbye, the day I learned that love can die. We thought we'd have 1,000 tomorrows, but tomorrow never came for us. That was the day forever disappeared and left my heart behind in the dust. I still pass the places we used to go, and sometimes I slow down just to remember. Your laughter still lives in my mind, like a song playing through December. I wonder if you ever miss me, or if you've forgotten everything. Do you remember how we promised we would never stop believing? I try to bury every memory, I try to teach my heart to move, but every road I take without you still leads me back to you. That was the day forever disappeared, the day our dreams became our tears, the day you always turned into goodbye, the day I learned that love can die. We thought we'd have 1,000 tomorrows, but tomorrow never came for us. That was the day forever disappeared and left my heart behind in the dust. Maybe forever was never a promise, maybe it was just a beautiful lie. Maybe some people enter our lives only to teach us how to say goodbye. But if I could go back to that moment before your hand slipped out of mine, I'd hold you like I never let go and love you one more time. That was the day forever disappeared, but your memory still remains here. I lost the future we imagined, I lost the life we thought we'd share. And even if I learn to love again, a part of me will always know you were my forever for a moment before forever had to go. The rain still falls like that night, the world still turns like nothing changed, but somewhere in my heart forever disappeared. The day you walked away. I thought goodbye was one moment, one last word, one final tear. I thought when you walked away, the ending would become clear. But every morning brings your memory, every night repeats your name. It's like I'm saying goodbye to you over and over again. I close the door, I turn the page, I tell myself I'm letting go, but somehow every road I take still leads me where we used to go. This is the goodbye that never ends, the goodbye I keep living again. I lose you in every sunrise, I miss you when the daylight ends. I thought my heart would learn to forget, but it keeps remembering instead. You walked away so long ago, but this is the goodbye that never ends. Your photograph is fading slowly, but your face is clear in my mind. I stopped looking for your messages, but I still check sometimes. People think I've moved on from you because I don't say your name. They don't know how many silent nights I still relive that day. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's learning how to live with the love that never found an ending, and the things I couldn't give. This is the goodbye that never ends, the goodbye I keep living again. I lose you in every sunrise, I miss you when the daylight ends. I thought my heart would learn to forget, but it keeps remembering instead. You walked away so long ago, but this is the goodbye that never ends. If I could have one final moment, I'd say everything I couldn't say. I'd tell you how much I loved you before you turned and walked away. But maybe some goodbyes are endless because the heart refuses to close. Sometimes losing someone once means losing them every day. This is the goodbye that never ends, still breaking me where it began. I carry every word you left me, every touch, every promise, every plan. Maybe someday the pain will soften, maybe your memory won't hurt like this. But until that day, I'll keep living with the goodbye that never ends. Goodbye in the morning, goodbye at night, goodbye in every memory that still feels alive. You left my life once, but my heart keeps saying goodbye every single day. We said we'd love until forever, like forever couldn't end. You were my home, my safest place, my lover and my closest friend. We built our dreams with open hands, believed they'd never fall apart. I never knew that forever could become a broken heart. Now every promise sounds like an echo. Every memory feels brand new. The hardest part of losing forever is knowing I once had you. This is the heartbreak after forever, the pain that comes when always ends, the empty side of the bed at midnight, the silence where your voice had been. We promised we'd never lose each other, but forever couldn't keep us close. This is the heartbreak after forever, losing the person I loved the most. I still remember our little plans, the places we said we'd go. We talked about growing old together, never thinking we'd say goodbye. Now those dreams belong to strangers, a future that will never be. I don't just miss the person you were, I miss who you were supposed to be. I wish forever had an ending that didn't feel like this. I wish I could keep the beautiful parts without remembering what I lost. This is the heartbreak after forever, the pain that comes when always ends, the empty side of the bed at midnight, the silence where your voice had been. We promised we'd never lose each other, but forever couldn't keep us close. This is the heartbreak after forever, losing the person I loved the most. Maybe forever was real, for as long as we believed. Maybe love can be beautiful even when it has to leave. I won't erase the years we shared, I won't pretend they weren't enough, but learning to live without you is the hardest kind of love. This is the heartbreak after forever, the wound that time can't hide. I still carry all our memories like a piece of you inside. You were once my whole tomorrow, now you're part of yesterday. This is the heartbreak after forever, the love that ended but never fully went away. We said forever, and I believed you. Maybe forever wasn't meant to last. Maybe it was only meant to teach me what love could be. Now I'm living after forever and learning how to breathe without you. I still remember that quiet night when you were sleeping next to me. We talked about a little house, a place where we'd grow old peacefully. You said you'd never leave my side. I believed every word you said. I closed my eyes beside you, not knowing it was our last dream. We were so close to forever, so certain love would never end. I never knew the life we dreamed of would disappear before the morning came. That was the last dream we shared, the last time I felt you near, the last night I believed forever could survive all of our fears. We dreamed of growing old together, of never letting go. Now I'm living like you were protecting my heart. Then morning came without a warning, and something between us changed. The dream was still inside my heart, but you were already walking away. I wish I could return to that night before the distance found our hearts. I'd hold you a little longer before our forever fell apart. That was the last dream we shared, the last time I felt you near, the last night I believed forever could survive all of our fears. We dreamed of growing old together, of never letting go. Now I'm living with the memory of a future we'll never know. Maybe dreams aren't meant to stay, maybe some are only borrowed time, but I would dream it all again if I could have you by my side. Even knowing how it ended, I'd still choose those nights with you, because for one beautiful moment our impossible dream fell true. That was the last dream we shared before goodbye became real, the last time your heart was close to mine, before I learned how lost could feel. We had a future in our hands, but we couldn't make it through. Now the only place I find us is inside the last dream we Sometimes I close my eyes at night just to see you once again, and for a moment we're together before I wake up and lose you all over again. I didn't know it was the last time when your lips were close to mine. I thought we'd wake up together, I thought we'd have more time. You held me like you meant forever, then slowly let me go. I never knew one final kiss could hurt this much to know. If I'd known you were leaving, I'd have held you through the night. I would have memorized your heartbeat, I would have never closed my eyes. That last kiss became a memory, a moment I can never touch again. It lives inside my broken heart, where every goodbye begins. I still remember how you held me, I still remember how it felt. You walked away and took the future, but left that last kiss with me. Now every night I close my eyes, and somehow you're still there. I feel your hands around my waist, I feel your fingers in my hair. The morning comes without you, and reality cuts deep. The sweetest moment of my life is the one that makes me weep. I wish I could go back there just for one more minute's time, not to make you stay forever, just to kiss you one last time. That last kiss became a memory, a moment I can never touch again. It lives inside my with me. Maybe love doesn't always disappear. Sometimes it becomes a memory, a little piece of yesterday that stays alive inside of me. And if I ever fall in love again, I know I'll still remember you, because the heart doesn't forget the love it once believed was true. The last kiss became a memory, but it still feels like yesterday. I can hear your heartbeat in the silence. I can still feel you pull away. You were my almost forever, my sweetest unfinished story. And though you're gone from my arms, that last kiss still belongs to me. It was only one kiss, but it became a lifetime, a memory I can't erase, a goodbye I can't forget. Our last kiss became a memory, and I still live inside it. The loneliest part of loving you was knowing I couldn't make you stay. I held your hand through every silence while you were slowly walking away. I learned the sound of empty mornings. I learned how cold a bed can feel. I smiled like nothing ever happened while my heart was begging you to heal. I would've stayed through every storm, I would've fought until the end. But love becomes a lonely place when you're the only one who cares. The loneliest part of loving you was loving you when you were letting go. I was building dreams around us while you were learning how to leave. I gave you every piece of my heart. You gave me memories to hold. The loneliest part of loving you was knowing I was loving you alone. I still remember your quiet eyes the night you stopped reaching for me. You were sitting right beside me, but I felt 1,000 miles between. I asked if something had changed. You said nothing, I'm just tired. But I could feel our love disappearing long before you said goodbye. Maybe I should have seen the ending. Maybe I should have let you go. But when your heart belongs to someone, it doesn't know when to stop holding. Was loving you when you were letting go. I was building dreams around us while you were learning how to leave. I gave you every piece of my heart. You gave me memories to hold. The loneliest part of loving you was knowing I was loving you. Made my heart feel home, and maybe that's why losing you made the silence feel so cold. The loneliest part of loving you was watching us become a memory. I was still calling you my future while you were becoming history. loved you when you slipped away, and even after you stopped loving me, a part of my heart still whispers your name. I saw the distance in your eyes, but I pretended it wasn't there. I held your hand a little tighter, like holding on could make you care. We stopped talking like we used to, started sleeping back to back. I felt our love becoming fragile, but I didn't know how to bring it back. I would've fought 1,000 battles, I would've stayed through every storm, but you can't save a dying love when only one heart keeps holding on. You're the love I couldn't save, the dream that slipped away. I gave you everything I had, but it still wasn't enough to make you stay. I tried to hold the pieces, I tried to stop the rain, but some loves are lost forever, no matter how hard you fight the pain. I still remember your last I love you. It sounded different than before. There was sadness in your voice, like you already knew the door was closing. I wanted to ask you not to leave me, but I knew what you had decided. Sometimes you can feel a goodbye before it ever leaves the lips. I blame myself for every silence, for every night we couldn't talk. But love isn't supposed to feel like you're the only one who won't give up. You're the love I couldn't save, the dream that slipped away. I gave you everything I had, but it still wasn't enough to make you stay. I tried to hold the pieces, I tried to stop the rain, but some loves are lost forever, no matter how hard you fight the pain. Maybe I should have seen it coming, maybe you were already gone, maybe we were holding on to memories long after the love had moved on. But if loving you was a losing battle, I'd still fight it all again, because for a little while you were my home, my closest friend. You're the love I couldn't save, but I'll never call it a mistake. You were the reason I believed a broken heart could finally feel safe. I couldn't stop you leaving, I couldn't change the ending we made. All I can do is carry the memory of the love I couldn't save. I tried to hold you, you slipped away. I tried to save us, but love wouldn't stay. Now all I have is this empty heart, and the memory of the love I couldn't save. I still leave the window open, like you might come home tonight, like the ending was a mistake, like we just lost our way in the night. Your old words live in my silence, your picture sleeps beside my bed. I keep holding on to yesterday while tomorrow moves ahead. I waited through the seasons, I prayed we'd find our way, hearts can miss each other and still have nothing left to say. This is the love that couldn't come back, the love that got lost somewhere along the way. I gave you every piece of my heart, but you couldn't give me yesterday. We had 1,000 reasons to stay, but goodbye was stronger than us. Now I'm left with all these memories of the love that couldn't come back to us. I still remember how you held me when the world was falling down. You promised I would never lose you. Now you're nowhere to be found. I hear your name in crowded places, I see your face in passing cars. Funny how someone can leave your life and still remain inside your heart. I thought time would bring you closer, I thought distance would disappear, but every day without you only made the ending clearer. This is the love that couldn't come back, the love that got lost somewhere along the way. I gave you every piece of my heart, but you couldn't give me yesterday. We had 1,000 reasons to stay, but goodbye was stronger than us. Now I'm left with all these memories of the love that couldn't come back to us. If I could have one more moment, I wouldn't ask you to remain. I'd just hold you for a little longer before you walked away. Because some goodbyes aren't spoken, some endings happen silently. You didn't stop being my everything, you just stopped being here with me. This is the love that couldn't come back. No matter how many nights I prayed, I still love the person you once were, even though you changed. Maybe somewhere in another lifetime we would have found a way to last, but here we are, two strangers with a beautiful love in the past. So I'll stop waiting by the window, I'll let the memories fade to black. I will always remember loving you, but I'll finally accept the love that couldn't come back. Lights are out, the room is quiet, but my mind won't let me rest. I close my eyes and there you are, a ghost inside my chest. I hear the words you said that night, I see you walking through the door. I tell myself it's over now, but my heart keeps asking for more. I turn the pillow, face the wall, I count the hours passing by, but every time I almost dream, your memory pulls me back inside. You're the memory that won't let me sleep, the wound that cuts too deep. Every night I close my eyes, I find you waiting there inside. I wish I could erase your face, I wish my heart could leave this place, but you're the memory that won't let me sleep, the love I lost but couldn't leave. deleted every photograph, but I still remember every frame. I threw away the letters, but I can't throw away your name. The clock keeps moving past midnight while I'm trapped inside the past. I keep reliving our last moment, wondering how we broke so fast. Maybe tomorrow I'll be stronger. Maybe tomorrow I'll let go. But tonight the silence whispers everything I already know. You're the memory that won't let me sleep, the wound that cuts too deep. Every night I close my eyes, I find you waiting there inside. I wish I could erase your face. I wish my heart could leave this place, but you're the memory that won't let me sleep. The love I lost but couldn't leave. If forgetting you were easy, I'd have done it long ago. But some memories become prisons when your heart refuses to let go. I don't wanna hate the moments that once made me feel alive. I just wish they didn't haunt me every time I close my eyes. You're the memory that won't let me sleep, the promise buried underneath. Every night I hear your voice, even when I have no choice. Maybe someday you'll fade away, maybe I'll wake up free someday. But tonight you're still the memory that won't let me sleep. The clock says 3 and I'm still awake. Your memory is still here, still keeping my heart awake. Maybe morning will make it easier, but tonight I still can't sleep without you. You were sitting right beside me, but somehow you felt miles away. Your eyes no longer looked at me the way they did yesterday. I reached for your hand in the darkness, but you slowly pulled away. And something inside my heart whispered, this is the beginning of the end. I wanted to believe your silence was only something we could heal, but sometimes the heart knows the ending before the lips can say what's real. That was the night I stopped believing in us, the night forever lost its meaning. I looked into your eyes and realized you weren't fighting to keep me. All the promises we made together fell like rain onto the floor. That was the night I stopped believing in us, and I couldn't pretend anymore. We used to talk until the sunrise. Now we couldn't say a word. Every question felt like distance, every answer felt unheard. I remembered all the little things that once made me feel safe. But love can slowly disappear without leaving loved you deeply. I knew the person standing beside me was already leaving quietly. We had 1,000 beautiful moments, but they couldn't change the truth. That was the night I stopped believing in us. The night I finally started losing you. I still remember that night, the silence between our hands. You didn't say that you were leaving, but somehow I finally understood. I still remember that night clearly. The room was quiet but my heart was loud. You were standing right beside me, yet somehow you felt so far away. We had 1,000 things between us, but neither one knew what to say. I felt forever slipping through my fingers while you were already walking away. I reached for your hand one last time, but you didn't reach for mine. That's when I knew our forever was running out of time. That was the night our forever broke, the night our promises turned into smoke. We went from always to goodbye, from holding on to letting die. I thought our love could survive anything. I thought forever meant we never fall, but that was the night our forever broke, and I lost you after having it all. Having it all. You said you didn't know how to love me the way you used to do before. I wanted to tell you we could fix it, but you didn't believe anymore. Your tears were falling on the floor, mine were hidden in my eyes. Two people still loving each other, couldn't stop the love from dying. If I'd known it was our last night, I would have held you until dawn. I would have memorized your heartbeat before you were gone. That was the night our forever broke, the night our promises turned into smoke. We went from always to goodbye, from holding on to letting die. I thought our love could survive anything. I thought forever meant we never fall, but that was the night our forever broke, and I lost you after having it all. Maybe forever was never a promise. Maybe it was only borrowed time. Maybe we were meant to love each other until our roads crossed different lines. But I'll never forget the way you looked at me, like you were saying goodbye without a word. Sometimes the quietest endings are the ones that hurt the worst. That was the night our forever broke, and nothing could put us back together. I still carry every word you said. I still remember every tear. We were once a lifetime in each other's hands. Now we're strangers with a history. That was the night our forever broke, the night you became a memory. The room went quiet, the lights went low. You walked away and I let you go, but somewhere inside my heart smile when everybody asks me I'm okay, though it isn't true. I learned to hide the cracks inside me so no one sees I'm missing you. I laugh a little louder than I feel. I say I'm finally moving on. But when the lights go out at night, that's when all my strength is gone. Nobody sees the quiet battles, nobody hears my heart break. I wear this smile like armor for every tear I cannot show. There are tears beneath my smile, pain I'm hiding all the while. I can fool the whole world, but my heart still calls for you. Every laugh is just pretending, every night refuses ending. There are tears beneath my smile, and everyone still belongs to you. I deleted all your messages, but I still remember every word. I stopped going to our old places, but your memory follows everywhere. They tell me I look better now. They say I finally found my way. They don't know I cry in silence after everyone walks away. I wish forgetting came as easy as pretending I don't care. But love doesn't disappear just because nobody sees it there. There are tears beneath my smile, pain I'm hiding all the while. I can fool the whole world, but my heart still calls for you. Every laugh is just pretending, every night refuses ending. There are tears beneath my smile, and everyone still belongs to you. Maybe someday the smile will be real. Maybe these wounds will finally heal. Maybe your name won't make me shake. Maybe I'll stop wishing you'd come back. But tonight I'm still the person who loved you more than I could say. So I'll smile until the morning and cry when no one's looking my way. There are tears beneath my smile, hidden memories all the while. I can tell them I'm okay, but I can't convince my heart. Every sunrise looks like healing, every sunset brings the feeling that the tears beneath my smile are still the tears you left behind. So if you see me smiling, please don't think I've forgotten you. Some of the deepest pain, lives where nobody can see. Behind this smile, I'm still missing you. You said the words I fear the most. I think it's time to let this go. I watched the love leave from your eyes while mine still begged you not to go. You had already found your ending, I was still holding on to us. You walked away with quiet footsteps and left my heart behind in the dust. Maybe you stopped loving me slowly. Maybe I just couldn't see. You were already writing goodbye while I was still writing we ended before my heart did. You left before I could let go. Our story reached the final page, but my heart still didn't know. You found a way to live without me. I found 1,000 ways to break. We ended before my heart did, and I'm still loving you by mistake. I still wake up expecting your message, still hear your voice inside my dreams. I still remember every promise, even the ones you couldn't keep. People say that I should move on, like love is something you can turn off, but they don't know how hard it is to stop loving someone you've lost. I packed away our photographs, but I couldn't pack away the past. I closed the door on what we were, but my heart kept holding fast. We ended before my heart did. You left before I could let go. Our story reached the final page, but my heart still didn't know. We found a way to live without me. I found 1,000 ways to break. We ended before my heart did, and I'm still loving you by mistake. Maybe someday I'll wake up and your name won't hurt this way. Maybe I'll finally understand why some loves aren't meant to stay. But tonight I'm still standing in the middle of our goodbye, trying to convince a heart that loved you that it has to say goodbye. We ended before my heart did, but I'm slowly learning how to heal. I can't change what happened between us, but I can accept what I feel. You will always be a chapter I was never ready to close. We ended before my heart did, but someday my heart will know. You said goodbye, I said nothing. You moved on, I stayed behind. Our love ended that night, but my heart needed more time. You were sitting right beside me, but your eyes were somewhere else. We shared the same room in silence, like strangers hiding from ourselves. Your hand was close enough to touch, but I couldn't feel you there. Somewhere between I love you and goodbye we disappeared. There was no door that slammed, no final word, no fight. We simply stopped reaching for each other in the night. We lost each other without leaving. You were here but you were gone. We stopped believing in the feeling we once held on to so strong. No one said the love was over, no one knew when it had died. We lost each other without leaving, two lonely hearts still side by side. We stopped asking how the day was, stopped talking about our dreams. arms. The little things that kept us together slowly vanished in between. I still knew your favorite coffee, you still knew the songs I liked, but knowing all those little things couldn't make our hearts collide. I kept waiting for a moment when we'd finally feel the same, but love can fade so quietly. You don't notice what has changed. We lost each other without leaving. You were here but you were gone. We stopped believing in the feeling we once held on to so strong. No one said the love was over, no one knew when it had died. We lost each other without leaving, two lonely hearts still side by side. Maybe we should've fought harder, maybe we should've said the truth. Maybe love was already fading while I was still holding on to you. And the saddest kind of ending isn't when somebody walks away, it's when they're standing right beside you, and you can't find them anyway. We lost each other without leaving, and that's what hurts the most. You were still sleeping beside me, but I already felt alone. No goodbye could ever hurt me like the silence in your eyes. We lost each other without leaving, and watched our forever die. You didn't leave, I didn't go, but somewhere along the way we stopped being us. We lost each other without leaving. We were a love that faded slowly. We didn't break in one dark moment, there was no final fight. We just became a little quieter every single night. The words I love you came less often, your hand stopped reaching mine, and somewhere between the silence we started losing time. I wish I'd known the ending was hiding in the small things, a distance we could barely feel, a love slowly losing its wings. We were a love that faded slowly, like the sunset losing light. We were holding on to memories while letting go each night. Nobody knew exactly when the forever disappeared. We were a love that faded slowly, until there was nothing left to hold. I still remember when you loved me like I was all you'd ever need. We made plans beneath the stars and planted dreams like seeds. Then conversations became shorter, your eyes stopped looking mine. I felt you slipping from my fingers long before goodbye. I kept believing we could save it if I just loved you more, but you can't keep a dying fire burning by yourself. We were a love that faded slowly, like the sunset losing light. We were holding on to memories was nothing left to hold. Maybe there was no one to blame. Maybe some hearts simply change. Maybe love can be beautiful and still not stay the same. I won't hate you for the ending. I won't pretend we weren't real. You were once my greatest happiness, and losing you taught me how it feels. We were a love that faded slowly, not a fire that suddenly died. We watched the colors disappear while standing side by side. And even though you left me lonely, I'll remember what we had. We were a love that faded slowly, and somehow that's what hurts the most. No broken glass, no final war. Just two hearts becoming strangers who couldn't find each other anymore. We were once forever, then slowly we weren't. There was a time when your hand was mine, when your eyes felt like home to me. We talked about forever at midnight, believing that's what we'd always be. You knew every scar I tried to hide. I knew every dream inside your heart. We thought nothing could ever break us, never knowing we'd fall apart. Your name feels like a distant song, a melody I still can't forget. How does something that felt so endless become something I regret? We were once everything, the whole world in each other's eyes. We were laughter, we were promises, we were forever before goodbye. Now you're just a somewhere underneath my skin. We were once everything, and now we're strangers again. I still remember our favorite places, the little things nobody else knew. The way you smiled when I said I love you, the way I always ran to you. Now someone else may hold your hand, someone else may hear you say their name. And I wonder if you ever missed the person I became when you loved me. I kept the letters, kept the pictures, kept the promises we made. You kept moving toward tomorrow while I stayed inside yesterday. We were once everything, the whole world in each other's eyes. We were laughter, we were promises, we were forever before goodbye. Now you're just a memory, living somewhere underneath my skin. We were once everything, and now we're strangers again. I don't blame you for leaving. Maybe love was never meant to last, but I miss the way we used to believe that nothing could change our past. If I could live those days again, knowing how this story ends, I'd still choose every moment with you, even knowing we'd become strangers in the end. We were once everything, more than words could ever explain. We were two hearts beating together before love turned into pain. I may find another someday, but still feel so near. You said we never lose each other. You promised you'd be by my side. I believed every word you gave me. Never saw the ending in your eyes. And one day you stopped reaching for me, stopped asking if I was okay. You were already letting go while I was begging you to stay. I kept holding on to our memories. You were already moving on. I was still calling it forever while you were quietly gone. You left me loving you alone with all these feelings of my own. I gave you every piece of me, but you gave me loneliness instead. I still love you in the silence, still miss you when the night gets cold. You walked away from all forever and left me loving you alone. I still remember our late night talks, the way you laughed when I said your name. Now I talk to an empty room, nothing ever feels the same. I wonder if you think about me when the world gets quiet at night, or if you found another person who makes everything feel right. I wish my heart could understand what my eyes already know. You stopped being mine a long time ago, but my love never learned to go. You left me loving you alone with all these feelings of my own. I gave you every piece of me, but you gave me loneliness instead. I still love you in the silence, still miss you when the night gets cold. You walked away from our forever and left me loving you alone. Maybe I loved you too completely. Maybe I held on too long. Maybe I confused your temporary love for something that could last forever. But I don't regret the way I loved you, even if you couldn't stay. Because for a little while you made my lonely heart feel safe. You left me loving you alone, but I'm learning to make this heart my own. I still carry every memory, but I won't let them bury me. You were the love I couldn't hold, the story I was scared to close. You left me loving you alone, but someday I'll learn to love myself again. You left, I stayed. You forgot, I remembered. And somewhere between goodbye and yesterday, I was left loving you alone. You left, but the memory stayed. You left your jacket by the door, like you were coming back for it someday. But weeks turned into months, and your footsteps faded away. I still know the shape of your smile, the way you used to say my name. You walked out of my life so quietly, but the memories never changed. I packed away the photographs, I tried to hide the things we knew. but every corner of this empty room still feels like a part of you. You left, but the memories stayed, like shadows that refuse to fade. Your voice still echoes through these walls. Your name still hurts when darkness falls. I lost your hand, I lost your heart, but I never lost the way we started. You moved on and walked away, but you left your memories here to stay. Sometimes I hear our favorite song, and suddenly I'm back in your arms. For just a moment you're beside me, before reality pulls me apart. I still remember rainy evenings, the promises we made beneath the streetlights. We thought our love would last forever, but forever only lasted one night. I wish memories had an ending, a place where they could disappear, but the heart keeps what the hands let go, and yours is still living here. You left, but the memories stayed, like shadows that refuse to fade. Your voice still echoes through these walls. Your name still hurts when darkness falls. I lost your hand, I lost your heart, but I never lost the way we started. You moved on and walked away, but you left your memories here to stay. Maybe someday I'll meet somebody new. Maybe I'll finally stop missing you, but there will always be a younger me who believed you were all I'd ever need. I don't want to forget those days, even if remembering makes me break, because losing you was painful enough. I don't wanna lose our memories too. You left, but the memories stayed. Every promise, every kiss, every mistake. Your picture may be gone from my wall, but I still remember it all. You found a new life somewhere far away, while I'm still learning how to face each day. You left me with nothing I could hold except the memories you left in my soul. You left, but the memories stayed, and somehow after all this time I'm still holding on to the love you walked away from. I used to wake up thinking of us, of all the things we'd someday do. A little house, a quiet morning, a lifetime waiting there with you. I built my dreams around your name, I never thought they'd disappear. Then you walked away without a warning, and took the future I could see so clear. Now every plan feels like a question, every dream feels out of place. I don't just miss the love we had, I miss the future on your face. You took my tomorrow away when you walked out of my life. You took the dreams I was saving, the days I thought would be ours. I still wake up reaching for you, then remember you're not here. You didn't just leave me yesterday, you took my tomorrow away. I still remember all the promises, the ones plans we made beneath the stars. We talked about growing old together, never knowing we'd fall apart. Now I pass those places alone, where we imagined our life would be. It's hard to mourn a future that never had the chance to be. I could forgive you for leaving if I could forget what we planned, but every dream we built together still feels like it's slipping through my hands. You took my tomorrow away when you walked out of my life. You took the dreams I was saving, the days I thought would be ours. I still wake up reaching for you, then remember you're not here. You didn't just leave me yesterday, you took my tomorrow away. Maybe someday I'll build again, maybe I'll dream without your name. Maybe I'll find a different future and learn to love it just the same. But tonight I'm still standing where I forever used to be, holding on to all the tomorrows you once promised me. You took my tomorrow away, but you can't take all my dreams. You broke the future I imagined, but there's still a life inside of me. I'll carry what we once believed in, even if you couldn't stay. You took my tomorrow away, but someday you'll find another way. Yesterday belongs to us, today belongs to me, and maybe tomorrow will finally belong to someone who knows how to stay. You were my almost forever. We built a world inside a moment, made promises beneath the stars. I thought your hand would hold mine always, I thought forever couldn't be far. You knew the dreams I never told you, you knew the places I was scared to go. I gave you every part of my heart, never knowing you'd let it go. We were so close to forever, so close I could almost touch. But sometimes almost is the hardest kind of goodbye to understand. You were my almost forever, my someday, my always, my home. You were the life I kept believing I'd never have to face alone. We were you became the love I lost, and the future that never came to me. I still remember our late night conversations, the way you smiled when I said your name. We talked about growing old together, never imagining we'd end this way. Now your side of the bed is empty, and the plans we made are gathering dust. I still wonder what our life would look like if forever had been kind to us. I don't regret the days we shared, even though they ended in tears. You gave me something beautiful I'll carry through the years. You were my almost forever, my closest I came to always. You were the reason I believed love could survive the hardest days. Now you're only a memory, a beautiful dream I couldn't keep. You were my almost forever, the love that got away from me. Somehow, almost hurts the most. You're gone, but my heart isn't. You left without taking the memories. They still sleep beside my bed. I hear your voice in quiet moments. I see your face inside my head. The world keeps moving like nothing happened, but mine stopped when you walked away. Everyone says I should forget you, but my heart doesn't know that way. I try to close the door behind you, try to leave the past alone, but every road I take without you still leads me back to home. You're gone, but my heart isn't. It's still standing where you left, still holding on to every promise, still loving you with what's left. You're somewhere living without me, while I'm here learning how to breathe. You're gone, but my heart isn't. It's still waiting for you and me. Stop checking for your messages, stop looking for your name. But every time my phone lights up, my heart still hopes it's you again. I pass the places where we loved each other, and the memories pull me in. You may have left my life behind, but you never left my skin. Maybe one day I'll forgive the past, maybe one day I'll let you go. But right now every empty moment is another place I miss you most. You're gone, but my heart isn't. It's still standing where you left, still holding on to every promise, still loving you with what's left. You're somewhere living without me, while I'm here learning how to breathe. You're gone, but my heart isn't. It's still waiting for you and me. Maybe I should hate the memories, maybe I should throw them away, but they are all that's left of us, and I can't lose them in a day. I know love isn't always forever, I know some stories have to end, but my heart hasn't found the courage to call you someone I once knew. You're gone, but my heart isn't. It's that still remembers how you felt. Still hears your voice in the silence, still loves the person I once held. Maybe someday I'll stop waiting, maybe someday I'll finally see that you can be gone from my life without being gone from me. You're gone, but my heart isn't. You're far away, but you're still here. And maybe that's the hardest part, learning how to live with someone who isn't. Your absence has become my home. I wake up to an empty pillow. Your side of the bed is cold. I used to hate the quiet mornings, now they're all I seem to know. Your pictures sit inside a drawer, your old shirt still hangs behind the door. I thought I'd spend my life beside you, now I live with what you're not here for. At first your absence felt like darkness, a place I never wanted to be. But somewhere between the tears and silence, it became a part of me. Your absence has become my home, the place I go when I'm alone. I learned to sleep beside the memories, I learned to breathe through what is gone. I don't know how to call it healing when missing you still feels so strong. But somehow, after all this time, your absence has become my home. I stopped expecting you to call me, stopped waiting for your footsteps at night. I stopped imagining your return every time I turned on the light. But I still talk to you in silence, tell you things you'll never hear. It's strange how someone can leave your life and still feel so close when they're not here. I thought I'd eventually forget you, I thought the memories would fade. Instead I learned to live beside them like old wounds that never disappear. Your absence has become my home, the place I go when I'm alone. I learned to sleep beside the memories, I learned to breathe through what is gone. I don't know how to call it healing when missing you still feels so strong. But somehow, after all this time, your absence has become my home. Maybe home isn't always somewhere you can touch or see or stay. Sometimes it's the empty space someone leaves behind when they walk away. Maybe loving you forever doesn't mean I have to wait. I can carry what we once were without wishing to change our fate. Your absence has become my home, but I'm no longer scared to be alone. I still miss the way you held me, still remember what we were. You may always live inside my slowly, day by day. I learned to live inside the space you left. Your absence became my home. But someday I'll build a new one. But someday I'll build a new one.